Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Los Angeles Lakers as they go up against the Boston Celtics in Boston. Well, for Boston, a strong stretch of play for this team, winning 6 of their last 7. They're playing at a high level, no lack of confidence going into tonight's game. And tonight we'll be seeing Andre Drummond, pound for pound, one of the toughest players in the game, a monster in the post. Guys, is he the most physically punishing player in the league, Shaq?
Yes, the amount of space he takes up in the middle is impressive. He shrugs off all sorts of contact inside.
Well, he's got a blend of size and explosiveness, which is kind of unique. I haven't really seen a big man ever with size and explosiveness ever.
I can't really recall anybody either. Kenny, it's an excellent point. Yeah. I mean, I'm racking my brain going back years and years and years in this league, and I can't think of a guy who is as physically punishing and intimidating just when you look at it.
And you think about it, you could look around, there's pictures of players all in this room, and I still can't see anyone who has that kind of culture.
Whoa! What?
Take it back to Kevin, Ernie.
Okay.
Oh! Shaq was pretty imposing.
No, don't say it now. It's too late.
That's right.
No, it's too late. I don't want to hear it.
Right behind Andre Drummond.
I don't want to hear
it. 2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Alongside Greg and with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Isaiah Thomas.
Great to hear that, D.A. Thank you. Thomas plays with real passion. You can tell he loves playing the game. Kevin, when you played, we all know how intense you were, how much you cared. That, to me, was the thing that you cared so much about the product, about your team, about the game. But some people have said that maybe there was a streak of you that was mean is maybe not the right word, but you were overly aggressive. But I don't know how you could have played any differently.
I call it dialed in. You know, I like to think that if you're trying to accomplish something, then, you know, I only know one way to accomplish something. You go at it with everything you have.
Yes.
You go to dominate it and take it over. You don't go at something lightly.
You can't walk through the park with this game,
not at all. Not at all. And this game is full of talented elites. Night in, night out, you're playing someone that can typically go for 50 easy.
So true. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. We've got Tyreke Evans. Anthony Davis is out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Austin Rivers. And it's Hart in at the shooting guard position. And KG, when you were bringing those greats together like you had in Boston, the intersection of you and Doc and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, all these guys together, everything was aligned.
But you know, you got to go through something to be able to appreciate something. I like to think that with the joining of myself and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce going to Boston, that we all had to have a journey up until that point and go through something and feel something and have something feel left out. We always achieved when we all came together. Awards, countless all-star achievements. But then when it came to total winning and what we all do this for, we was all vacant. And that's what we all shared. And we all shared the same appetite for that, Kev.
Appetite.
And I'm telling you, man, when we all got together, we all knew never to let each other down. And we all gave each other 100%.
What a time.
I just like the leadership of Al Horford. This is a dominant player, but he's remarkably efficient as well.
Evans with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
You could see Drummond's eyes light up once he knew that finish was coming. He didn't waste the chance. Boy, did he get his money's worth on that one.
The screen from Kemp. Evans against Thomas. Kicks to Horford. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. And Jay Crowder seems to be a guy that maybe you could relate to, see eye to eye, tough, defensive-minded player who's all about winning and all about teammates.
You know, when I think about the 08 team and our whole little journey or whatever, how we played, certain players in this time I felt like could have played. Crowder's one of those guys. He could have been on one of those.
What a compliment.
Absolutely. He plays with a grit. He plays with a purpose. You know, not only is he understands that he's a three-point threat, but he absolutely tries to do other things. He's a true teammate. When you see him helping guys up, repping up, he's energy, he's whatever you need him to be. I love guys like that.
And Kev, you think of the great ones. You, Kobe, I mean Jordan, Timmy, yeah, how about him? They worked harder than anybody else, Kevin.
And what you learn is that the similarity or the parallel that you all have is an inner animal that you never speak about. You know, we're all a little off. We're all a little dark. But that's what pushes you through pain. That's what pushes you through tough moments. When someone says you can't, when someone says this is not possible, this is unreal. No one has ever done it. That's the moment you're looking for. The moment someone told Kobe that he couldn't get over 50, 60, something Jordan couldn't do, he was driven in that. If the field wouldn't have stopped him, he probably would have reached 100 points.
He probably would have, yeah.
You know, he did Wilt Chamberlain a favor. And that's just real. He was in that type of mode. We all share that passion. We all share that drive. And the ones that have that inner darkness, we all understand.
It's like a split personality, huh?
It's almost like another level.
Yeah. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
And not afraid to say it. If Drummond isn't the best rebounder in the NBA, he's got to be in the top three. That goes for both ends of the floor. Just no way to hold him in check on the board.
Lakers shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Kevin, especially back in Minnesota, you have some Hall of Fame battles with a guy named Tim Duncan. Talk about what those games, what those matchups were like.
Timmy's very crafty, man. Our battles used to just, especially as young guys, man. Young guys trying to establish themselves in a gritty league at the time, full of some older, dominant names at the time. Michael Jordan, Elijah Malone. You know, the time where the forward position was a very, very tough position. But Timmy was one of them ones, man. Used angles very well. Was very long. Had a lot of counters. Very strong, and had an inner beast that people really didn't really talk about because you didn't really necessarily hear or see it. But man, he was one of the best, man. It's not by coincidence. He's one of the ones.
Nowitzki with the screen on Rivers. Outside Crowder. Fades and shoots. That one's not going to go. So the Lakers will take it the other way. Kevin, coming out of high school, you were relatively mature for your age, at 17, turning 18. But do you ever regret not trying college and just seeing what that experience would have been like? I mean, it's such a long time ago, but you've had some chance probably to get some perspective on both sides of that story.
You know what, Kev? I look at it like the unknown is the unknown. Obviously, I've had friends that went to college. Some of my best friends went to college, and I think I've kind of lived it through them a little bit. Listen, when you have responsibility early in life,
Which you did.
Which I did.
Yes.
And, you know, so from a mature level, things that interest me are not that interesting as you get older, especially when you have to deal with a vigorous schedule of an NBA schedule. I wasn't able to, you know, be the 17, 18-year-old to chill, lean on the parents a little bit, be able to be at home, coming home through the weekends. No, I had a real life that I was responsible for, and I was growing something. I was building something. I was trying to not just be a young player in our league, but a young businessman wanting to establish something for myself, my friends, my family. You can't do those things thinking like a normal 17, 18-year-old. You're taking pieces from grown men around you all the time. You're around people who need something all the time. At some point, you have to put all this together. You have to make it work for you. And you have to put your spin on it for how it works for you and your brand. And you have to be innovative with that. You have to be creative with that. You have to have a vision.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider.
Well, Kev, how about that? Contest is right there. Just Al Horford better on the offensive end than the defense.
Hart the pass to Davis. It's Drummond, high post. Feeds it to Rivers. And again, the Lakers, no good.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Thomas dishes to Kemp. Passes it to Crowder. Horford against Drummond. And it's sent back by Drummond.
Drummond mixes defensive smarts with elite physical tools, and that's what makes him a solid defender. He's going to get his hands on a few shots each and every game.
For Los Angeles, they have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. He's off on the first. Kevin, of all the people you've faced, who is the toughest guy for you to score against down low? We'll pick that geography. Who is the toughest to score against down there?
Listen, I know a lot of people. I've always said Rasheed Wallace. I've always said Tim Duncan. They're probably the two that brought a different level of play out of me. But shout to Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson. I don't know if people know this, but Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson was one of the better defenders in the post. He was very strong. He was very long. He didn't go for any counters. He was very disciplined. He was well prepared because he was a veteran. The refs let him get away with a lot, touching and grabbing. He knew when to be physical in some positions. He knew to do what we call work early. He would meet you at the three-point line, and he would be fighting you, and you would post up probably like a step outside the three-point line. He was really good at some of his techniques and how he was able to control the post. After Cliff left the game, I watched a lot of his tape, and I took a lot of his I had to, because it was so effective against me that I was able to use it against other post players on the defensive end.
Like, never knew that story.
Dennis Rodman was another guy I watched a lot. Akeem Olajuwon I watched a lot, because these guys were laterally very similar to my makeup. Akeem Olajuwon was long. He was able to laterally move with you. I was laterally able to move with guards and able to laterally to slide with some of the forwards and some of the more laterally gifted power forwards. And with that, able to get my feet together, being able to block shots, challenge the rim, stuff like that. Things that, if you're going to get better at something, you got to go and reach and find the great ones that did it before you and take it, and then I was able to apply it, and I did those things.
Kevin, one of the biggest moments of your career, the 2008 championship with the Boston Celtics. Talk about the camaraderie among that group of players.
You know, Kev, I can tell right away that we had something special getting together right in September, right before the year started. We started working out together. We started sharing concepts and how we saw the game. Right away, I could tell that the appetite was there. 1 through 15 guys. It's very rare that you're able to get that many guys in that early. As soon as Danny, signed guys, we were in, we were lifting, we was just, around each other, understanding each other, playing a lot. We was playing a lot. Then, fortunately, we was able to go off to Rome that year. Rome was a good distraction for us because we had to lean on one another.
Bond a little bit.
Seriously, because, none of us spoke Italian. If we wanted to go somewhere, we was always 3-4 deep, and no one was asking and no one was telling us to be with each other. We were just naturally being with each other, so much that whenever you saw us to the restaurants, 9, 10 of us, that carried over to practice. Then we got 2 teams that are very competitive. Doc's letting us be who we want to be, and he letting us play with passion, and our practices are over the top aggressive, and to the point where it's too competitive to where he has to come in and separates us and, take the balls and cut the lights out and get us out of here, to the point where he just lets us go. Now we start bringing concepts to him. He started trusting our IQs. Now we start putting a couple of things on defense. Thibodeau's in there. He's implementing stuff. When this flow is going like this, you don't know that you're going to win it all, but you know you're on the waves of something special, and that's how that felt.
And the shot goes in. Kevin, we see some coaches get extremely emotional on the sideline. Others take a more even-keeled approach, more calm on the sideline. Which coaching style would you prefer to play for when you were in your prime? Did you want a coach who was animated, or did you want a coach that was just kind of settled on the sideline?
You know what? I like the coach that was settled on the sideline. You know, I like to think that great coaches are going to be able to coach you in practice, and then during the games, you know, it's about the product and what you put out on the floor. You know, coaches that have understanding, coaches that have vision, coaches that understand the game, understand that it's a game of runs, know that it's a game of momentum, and has plays for those momentums and those times. Or coaches that I've always gravitated to and understood the game.
Like Doc was kind of in between, right? A little bit of emotion, but he could also have a calm demeanor on that side.
Doc was on fire, I'm sorry. There was nothing calming about
I'm
Doc.
cover Doc's back here.
No, shout to Doc. Doc would rip your head off if you wasn't supposed to. But you know what? You need to play with that edge. You needed to know that if you wasn't in your spot, 1 through 15, you understood that you were supposed to be there. And it's good to play with that. I think that you don't want to be out there playing like, this is no big deal. Every play is a big deal. And no play, absolutely. And you know what? That severity, and you play with that importance, and knowing that you're playing for the next guy. So, that's important.
And Boston has possession. It's a 3-point game. 5 to shoot. Ball kicks to Brown. For 3. Well, the fans out there watching this, Kev, can you talk about why it's so incredibly difficult to win an NBA title, to become a champion? Why is it such a tough process?
Well, just imagine having a goal and you're not pursuing the goal by yourself. Just say you and somebody else.
Relying on somebody else.
Relying on somebody else, okay? So let's just say you and someone are doing something to walking up a hill. Like you're ready to go walk up a hill. Well, the speed in which you want to walk at might be different from another person. And what you realize about when you're trying to reach any goal is that you have to be connected. You have to be understanding of, we're going to walk up together like at this speed, like this, or we're going fast, we're going slow. It has to be a great level of communication and understanding. At the same time, you have to have the same work ethic because you have to understand you're together. And you don't get to go at this level and leave someone behind. You have to actually, if you got to pull them, you got to keep up, whatever it is. All this goes into trying to win.
It sure does. That's right. And people may not know, KG, that you're not just a broadcaster for 2K, but you're a member of the 2K community.
Have you been keeping up with the community, man?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Man, listen, shout out to all the 2K players out there. I'm Jizzle Lord. Y'all know what it is. I'm Jizzle Lord 5. Shout out to my OBF team. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to Dex. Shout out to Bug. Shout out to everybody out there playing.
Wow.
Right, we definitely.
Wow.
It's all good. I'm OBF. I'm about the team. I'm gang. You know what it is. Jizzle Lord, y'all holla at me. Y'all know what it is, 2K. Right.
Here's Bradley. Hits the front of the rim and out. Lakers leading by 3. Dishes it to Rivers. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Here's Tatum. Back to Rivers. And stolen by Noel. Left side, Brown. Pass the ball. Outside, Bradley. There's a screen by Robinson. It's Bradley on the wing. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here's Hart. Gibson the screen. Now the dish to Tatum. In the foul on Avery Bradley. That's his first foul. Good if it goes. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
What a 3 at the horn as they end the quarter on a high note.
Boy, that was the perfect end to the period. You have no idea how much effect those buzzer beaters can have on a team's momentum.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Los Angeles on top as they end the period on a 9-0 run. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this.
Don't miss the action. Your favorite NBA superstars are here to compete in a showcase of the league's top talent. It's the NBA All-Star Game.
Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and illustrious career.
When I first got here, my first year was so tough that I didn't really know that I can make it in this league. To be named with all these names is an unbelievable honor, and it's been a crazy ride.
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player destined for the Hall of Fame.
And people do talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. You're right about that. And that's a type any team would like to have. One of the greatest power forwards in the NBA's history.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
For me, that defense in the first period, just tremendous shot blocking.
They have smothered every opportunity, it feels like. The other team has got to be nervous on field goal attempts.
Taking a look at Los Angeles, Austin Rivers is out there with Hart. Then there's Allen. Then there's Iguodala. And it's Gibson in at the power forward position. Kevin, you accomplished everything individually as a teammate. Anything that you wish you would have done, any player that you wish you would have played with, any regret in that form that lingers with you in retirement?
No, nothing lingers. Obviously, you sit back and think about I would love to play with Cole for a year or got to team at least play in the U.S.
You had a chance to. Wasn't that like a rumor?
It was. My connection with Paul was just the opportunity that I waited. It was what it was. But
you wouldn't have traded the Paul Pierce thing for anything.
No, I wouldn't have, because Paul and I are true brothers. The connection, and then the team, Ray. My connection with Doe and then Doc and all that. So I wouldn't have given that up for anything. But if I could have played with one person, probably would have been Cole. Summertime, I say USA because that's when you get to play with each other and all that, and you get to kind of beat up on everybody else and be USA or whatever. So that would have been super fun. But it's all good. Shout to Mama, you know what it is. But I have no regrets, man. I left everything on the floor. I enjoy watching the game more than ever now, dog. I'm not even front. I enjoy having my popcorn, my little ritual, my boys, and we sit back and watch the game and loving the game.
Yeah. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. And KG, Avery Bradley, drafted by the Celtics in 2010. You were his teammate for 3 years. What stood out about him to you?
We like to think that we raised young Avery to be the player that he is now. He was a young, cool kid when he came in. We had to harden him up a little bit and get him built for what, style and brand that we were playing at the time. And he adapted very, very nicely. And it's good to see him evolve into what he is now. A great young leader. We talk. When he needs me, he calls. If I'm just inspired, I'll shoot him a text. Just, check on him. That's my little brother, man. Bradley is real people, real family, man. And he knows anytime he needs me, man, I'm always there for him.
Crowder, he's checked in for the Celtics. Kemp comes in for Jaylen Brown. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Evans is checked in. Kemp passes to Bradley. Up and in on the layup. Bradley's got his second basket of the game. Kevin, it's been said that some guys hated to play against you. Is there someone you hated to play against for whatever reason?
No.
You enjoyed every challenge?
I enjoyed every competitor because on the offensive side of the ball, I was always challenged when to use counters or what type of moves I was using. I took a lot of pride in having a variety of moves for different types of defenses, and each guy is going to bring out a different side of the offense in you. And then turning around and then being that defender and being able to guard the post player or the post or whatever the post player was or whatever. Rasheed Waller was always a tough guard. Tim Duncan was always a tough guard. Zach Randolph was always a tough guard. Chris Webber, Dice, Karl Malone.
Great names. Here's Ball. Evans with some nice D.
Not the kind of strong finish it should have been. Something threw him off.
Bradley against Iguodala. Pass to Allen. Knocks it loose, and it goes out of bounds. That one's off Bradley. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the threes and the twos last season for the Celtics.
And the three-pointer was their preferred weapon. It can be a risky strategy, but it's one that more and more teams have embraced over the years.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Al Horford's checked in for Noel. Nowitzki comes in for Avery Bradley. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Ball. Celtics trail by 4. Outside Thomas. Nowitzki a screen. Thomas's shot is off. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. And Kevin, you played for some great coaches, but is there any coach you would have been interested to work with that just didn't get a chance to? Say, Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson.
Those are great coaches. I've had very, very little time with those guys.
Maybe in all-star games and things like that.
I have. But, when you do all-star games, you let yourself go. You open up yourself to try to, be there, be present with the guys. Yes. Open up, hey, what's up? What's been up with you? How's the year for y'all? Y'all playing well. We're going to beat y'all when we see y'all, blah, blah, blah. But, you're very cordial. And, you're not talking too much about X's and O's. But you do share perspectives. You do share, philosophies. Pop is a great mind. I had a chance to sit with him a couple times. Phil's a great mind. Phil's super deep and loves the philosophy of. I haven't had a lot of time with those guys. Doc Rivers, shout out to Doc, and I know he doesn't get a lot for his philosophies, but he's very enriched with philosophies and styles and bringing teams together and trying to make sure that guys stay connected, stimulated. He would always tell us to never get bored with the process.
Wow, that's so intriguing. Interesting to hear. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for getting the best out of his players. He said every NBA player has an elite strength. Some of them have 10 of them. And those guys are the very best in the league, right? But every one of them is here for a reason. There are times when you can really soar with that skill. Kevin?
And that's why Stevens is already one of the best coaches in the league, David. You've talked about him for a long time, getting maximum results from every one of his players. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Pick by Horford. Nowitzki kicks to Thomas. 14 feet away. A second chance effort. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut to just 5 points on the basket from Al Horford.
You love how Al Horford used his length to corral that offensive board. He keeps possessions alive with his activity.
Now the feed to Iguodala. Here's Sanders, and Sanders throws it down.
And Kevin, plays like that, really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Look at them. They are really into it.
The other bench deflated because that was a rough sequence for the defense. They hated to give up those points, but did nothing to stop it.
Kevin, we've all seen the evolution of the perimeter-style offense. Do you think it'll ever go so far that we'll see the game come back to an inside-oriented offensive scheme?
I think right now that with pace being the way it is now, Kev, I don't see it necessarily going through or going back to playing through the post. Although you have to have an alternative. I think that you just can't be all three-pointers and layups. I think you have to have a constant flow of inside-outside. I think it helps to have a post player. I think having a post player or a true post player that can score and dominate the middle opens up threes and opens up ball movement.
You played during the transition, too, didn't you? From a grinded-out type of game inside to spacing that we had.
I did, and I'd like to say that, Doc Rivers started the small ball, and, we were very, very keen on the small ball. So I think in today's game, you got to be able to shoot the three now and be able to handle the ball and put the ball on the floor and make decisions. So it shows that the game is transforming.
Ball's knocked loose, and it's the Lakers on the break. And Jeff Green, the bucket on the assist from Sanders. Green's got his first points of the night.
Yeah, sprinting end to end, but under control. That's the key.
No, exactly right, Greg. You can't go too fast. He pulled that off in brilliant fashion.
Outer dishes to Horford. Shot clock at 6. Over Sanders. Busted. No good that time either.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Here's a peek now at the 2K leaderboard. This year, these teams have made the most of their offensive rebounds. The Lakers in 5th.
You know what? Sometimes their missed shots are their best offense. I mean, they attack the glass relentlessly, and those extra possessions can determine the outcome on a lot of nights.
No good on that one. Kevin, you were so successful jumping from high school to pros. What do you think about the current situation now, the age of 19, the minimum to go to the draft?
You know, I'm always be a fan of the younger kids being able to have the opportunity. I don't like when you put parameters. I could see if college was really teaching these kids and really giving them a solid situation to be able to have something to defer to. But, you know, these kids are not learning at the rate that you would like them to learn in college. And plus, they're not staying in college to these great institutions to be able to apply some of the things they're learning. So I just think that they need...
They're basketball players.
They're basketball players, but they should have the opportunity to take advantage of if you're able to play at 17, 18 like I was. Not saying that every kid's going to have that, but you have obviously the D-League. You have all these multiple leagues throughout the world and where kids go to play. You know, some kids have missed out just because of that 1 year and some mishaps. And you sit here and you can say, you know, for business is good for this. Listen, the business is what it's going to be. We need to develop and have these kids be professionals more than anything. We need to grow these kids from a skill level and an appetite level. Our game was built off for wanting to be better than the ones who's come before us. You know what I'm saying? When Lou Alcindor came in here, he was, a.k.a. obviously Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he was more encouraged to beat out Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell more than anything. And then that starts to trickle down from the effect of from Jordan wanting to be better than Larry Bird and Magic to Cole wanting to be better than, you know, it's the same thing. It's being trickled down. And when I think of greatness, I think, you know, it's going to follow. It's going to be shadows, and at some point it's going to live.
Kemp inside. He's against Green. They get it again. Kicks it out to Nowitzki. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas.
Well, this is where Isaiah Thomas's ability to pick apart the defense. The man is the maestro at finding his teammates.
And KG, you're retired from the game now, and you're stepping into the broadcast business a little bit now, aren't you?
You see me? You know what? Area 21 is something that is authentic. It's me. I'm having a great time watching the games. It's really cool being a fan now. I can root for people I want to root for. I don't have to worry about prepared and who I'm a guard, and I'm getting the tea. So you know what? It's a great time. It's work. You know, it's not just you go on there and you have a bunch of fun. You know, we actually get some things done, and but we have a great time, man.
You're in that.
Hey, Kev, listen, watching you, being around you, you know, man, the great rest in peace to Craig. You know, Ernie. Charles, all these great influences, man, has definitely helped not just me, but our younger generations of broadcasters, man. It's totally, I didn't see this being my lane, but I'm having fun with it.
Doing a great job.
And Green getting off the floor there for the dunk, really like watching him sky up for those.
Kevin, when you're talking about influences, you mentioned Chris Webber's name a lot.
Yeah, see, Webb was kind of, he and Stacey Augmon was at a time where I was trying to find myself as a player.
Search for a roadmap, maybe. You know, who do I most resemble?
Well, not only that, but just some direction. You know, at the time I was a big who had handles, and if you know anything about Southern coaches, they don't want their big handling the ball. So you get the ball up to a guard or whatever. It wasn't until I got to Chicago to where the scouts or, you know, people were able to see, like, wow, this big can actually handle the ball. He has handle a little bit. And then my high school coach would actually make me bring the ball up to show off or showcase it.
No kidding.
I hated it. I was like, oh my God.
But look at what happened,
bring the ball up.
And he knew that turning, I could handle it. I was like, oh my God, I hated this. And he knew I would go and dunk him on. I was like, man, I don't want to shoot. He was like, no, bring the ball up. Anyways.
And here we go. Fast break. Evans has got it. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Kemp. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Thomas got his third assist on the night. Evans passes to Davis. Off the screen, and it's Davis finishing it off.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Just great timing on that play, too, guys. Makes it impossible for the defense to react.
Adding a lot of flavor to the mix, Kevin Garnett. Kevin, thanks for stopping by. Always a pleasure. Hope you join us again sometime.
Man, Kevin, it's always a pleasure, man. It's always great to see you, man. Anytime you need me, you holler at me, all right?
Future Hall of Famer and a terrific person, Kevin Garnett. And Doris, one of the things that really strikes me about KG, he's as smart as he is athletically gifted. What a treat to have him join us tonight.
Well, I'm in awe of his enthusiasm, and it's not just when he's talking, but when others are talking as well. There's so much life to the conversation. Everything he brought to the court for 21 years, he now brings to the booth.
Green kicks to Evans. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Now here's Tatum. Defense right on him.
And I really like how fast Tatum gets off the ground. You know, at 6'8", dunking comes easily, but he's got that forceful mind to pursue the ball.
There's a screen by Robinson. Ball with it, now guarded by Tatum. Ball no good.
Just a little hesitation on that release, right? His timing looked a bit off.
Outside, Green. Evans setting the pick for Green. Down low, and Sanders kicks to Tatum. It could go. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And so it's Los Angeles with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. New Orleans, you guys had a tough time stopping their offense in the first half. What do you have to do differently?
You know, we got to protect the paint. They can't waste too many easy baskets. You know, that's us communication on front of the post and, you know, just communicating a lot more.
We'll see if those changes stick. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime
Welcome
Show.
back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal, and this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They lead by 10. Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Lakers?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench. As a matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
Kenny, how'd you think the Celtics were playing?
They're being far less aggressive than they ought to be. The free throw differential is huge right now. It's threatening to determine the outcome of the game. So they have to get into the lane and challenge defenders to make them try to stop you.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
And as we return, get a look at the Boston skyline. Those drone cameras are really something. And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Al Horford has been sensational. Of course, we're always talking about players developing their skill sets. What do you think is the hardest skill to develop as a broadcaster?
I think for me, the hardest skill to learn was to learn how to relax, to have fun, to not be anything but your most authentic self, because I think the viewer picks up on it. If you're forcing things, if you're trying to be another broadcaster that perhaps you like to emulate. So I'd say that was the hardest thing.
I always say broadcasting a basketball game is like a running conversation between two people, because there's so much scoring and the rhythm and the flow of the game just lend itself to that.
At its best, you're 100% correct.
Jay Crowder out there with Nowitzki. Then it's Kemp. Then there's Horford. And it's Thomas in at the point guard position. That's the Boston Five. He feeds it to Kemp. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. And this is his second trip to the line tonight. And the first one at the line is good.
Well, Brad Stevens started his own preseason coaching summit in Boston. This guy is clearly dedicated to his craft. He's dedicated to learning from his peers. He is always watching games from every different angle to try to learn.
Evans dishes to Tatum. Screen by Sanders. A nice shot by Tatum.
And how about the determination on Tatum's face on that one there? The D had no chance. This kid is just too polished when he gets it down low.
Thomas kicks to Horford. The screen from Kemp. Thomas against Evans. 6 to shoot. Back to Horford. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got 4 assists in the game.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Evans drops in the layup for 2. Evans has got 8.
And how about the efficiency Evans has shown in the paint? Once he's got his position, he's looking to score.
Here's Thomas. Rebounded by the Lakers.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Kemp inside, guarded by Green. Kemp can't hit.
Now that's where they want to go with the ball. They can tolerate a few misses as long as he gets his touches inside.
And finished off by Sanders.
Yeah, and in terms of accuracy, they are dominating the second half.
Well, they're certainly connecting on a lot of shots in the second half, generating high percentage looks and really cashing in.
Picked by Horford. Nowitzki with the screen on Evans. Thomas passes to Nowitzki. The kick out to Crowder. Boston needs to get off a shot. Horford, no luck.
I don't like their energy level since the break, right? They've missed 3 of their first 4 shots.
Here's Green. He can't hit that time. Great D that time from Kemp.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Well, you love Crowder's willingness to distribute the basketball. His vision allows him to set his teammates beautifully.
Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Here is Kemp. He's got 14. Now a timeout called by Boston. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
You know, they worked hard, they drew fouls, but they just couldn't convert at the line.
I think that's the most frustrating thing, right? You've earned the opportunity to take those free throws, and you don't cash in at the line.
Yeah, and the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they've got to talk about.
I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you.
Now to take a look at the steal numbers over the last couple months, the scope of that for Drummond.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
The shot by Evans, nobody around. Good on the triple. Evans has got 16 points.
I'll tell you, this guy will not stop pouring it on. It doesn't matter what approach they've tried to use against him. He has had an answer for everything.
Thomas kicks to Kemp over Green. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. And it's the Lakers' ball. They're on a 16-6 run. Tatum dishes to Evans. And the 3 off target. Celtics trail by 20. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Kemp against Green. Kemp with the bucket. He's got 16.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
The 3-ball. Offensive rebound and stolen by Horford. Now, here's Thomas. 9 points in the game so far. Picked by Horford. Thomas passes to Horford. Shot clock at 5. Here's Kemp. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. Kemp's got 8 points in the quarter.
What a phenomenal quarter from the field. A great shooting percentage, excellent shots. This is really well done.
Here's Davis. Misses off the left iron. For Boston, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. The pass to Thomas. And the rejection by Sanders. Count the basket. And that's now 21 points for Al Horford.
Boy, the score would look a lot different if his teammates could have had the kind of night he's had.
Here's Crowder. The teardrop falls in.
You simply cannot sleep on Crowder in transition. He's a speedy forward who will run the floor for easy opportunities.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end.
Jay Crowder's such an efficient scorer, right, guys? I mean, this is one of the league's best finishers, especially for a guy 6'6".
Here's Davis. Makes that one his 6th of the night, shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Thomas kicks to Nowitzki. To the middle. Lets it go from 11. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Horford's got 23. And Doris, the three-pointer, a big part of Crowder's offensive game.
Well, no doubt. He's gotten better and better from out there. When you're shooting around 40% from deep range, that's getting it done.
Celtics trail by 14. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Without question, Tyreke Evans displaying his skills today.
Well, he has got to be the only thing they're discussing in this huddle because the approach they've used on him has been a disaster. Changes need to be made. I don't know if it's a double team, switching matchups, but something's got to be done.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Nerlens Noel checks in for Nowitzki. Bradley comes in for Crowder, and Ball subbed in for Thomas. Horford goes in, and he uses the glass on the layup. Horford's got 8 here in the quarter. Lakers leading by 12. Davis down low. Noel on him, and Davis can't get it to go.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Kemp with the bucket.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring him back.
Kicks it to Tatum. And Davis now top of the key. That doesn't go either for Davis.
Well, I think the defense took that possession off. I'm pretty sure he won't miss next time.
Gets it down to single digits. 23 points in the game.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Feeds to Tatum. Davis with it. Out guarded by Noel. And Davis throws it down.
And how about that floor awareness there from Tatum? It does a good job of scanning the court and getting the ball to the open man. And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Stolen by Evans. Fast break, the Lakers. Here's Sanders. The basket good off the assist from Evans. And it's 6 points for Larry Sanders.
An agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
They get it back. Ball makes it off the glass.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Los Angeles leading by 7. And here is Tatum. 9 points in the game so far, and it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. These teams have been terrific at turning turnovers into points. Number 1, the Celtics.
You know, it's not just the turnovers they're forcing. I mean, they're converting at the other end, and you know what? It puts a lot of pressure on you to play perfect.
Here is Kemp. He's got 25. He kicks it to Ball. Horford sets a screen for Ball. Got it. Good job in the low post. Now just a 5-point Laker lead.
Well, Al Horford is an exceptional screener. He uses his size to give his teammates space.
Green against Kemp. He dishes it to Horford. Another shot. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll... go to the line for two. Larry Sanders picks one up.
You know, you've got to be willing to sit down on the pump fakes of Al Horford. He does an extraordinary job getting the defense to commit.
Brown is checked in for Kemp. The Lakers also making some changes. Drummond's checked in for Sanders. Iguodala comes in for Green, and it's Austin Rivers in for Evans. Rivers kicks to Davis. Passes it to Tatum. Davis setting the pick for Tatum. Back to Davis. And the rejection by Noel.
We know Noel is a superb shot blocker and may be his best attribute, Kevin.
Now here's Ball. He's guarded by Rivers. And Noel kicks to Ball. Noel, a screen on Rivers. 6 to shoot. Puts it up. They get the rebound.
You love the anticipation there. Made sure to box out, knew where the ball was going, and doesn't let anyone impede him from pulling in the glass.
Good on the bucket. Tatum's got 11.
And his ability to knock down shots from the mid-range. I mean, he just seems to roll that ball so easily off his fingertips. It looks like it's going in every time.
And Noel kicks to Ball. Noel sets a screen for Ball. Back to Noel. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Thomas Robinson, he's checked in for the Celtics. The Celtics have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
Here's Davis. That's a basket. His 8th from the field, 8 of 14.
If there's a list of the best inside scorers in the NBA, Davis has got to be right at the top. When he gets his hands on the ball down low, you might as well just count it.
To the inside. They get it back. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. The Celtics have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances. And the free throw, no good. And Nerlens Noel out of Kentucky, slender and mobile and long. Greg, he can cover ground in a hurry.
Boy, and you can see it in his rate of steals to go along with the blocks. That quickness is a huge asset in today's game. It's all about versatility, both offensively and defensively.
They recover it. Robinson dishes to Bradley. There's a screen by Noel. To the wing right side. Here's Ball. Noel tips it back in. 9 points in the game so far.
He's made obvious improvements since the half, really getting into an offensive groove.
Now here's Tatum. Tight defense on him. Back to Rivers. Iguodala kicks to Davis. And that one is good. Davis has got 10 points here in the second half.
Boy, what has gotten into him? He's taken his game to an unreal level this quarter.
There's a screen by Robinson. Stolen by Rivers. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Davis down low, guarded by Robinson. That one goes in. Now it's a 4-point Laker lead.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Bradley against Iguodala. They get a hand on it. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Now Tatum got it up and released it in time, but it's off the mark. Anthony Davis firing on all cylinders for Los Angeles. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
Pace of play is a big part of tonight, okay? Make sure on the bench when we come back, we lift it.
One of the team's great young teachers, Brad Stevens, wanting his guys to control the tempo.
Yeah, and he feels if they push it, if they attack intelligently, it's going to be to their advantage.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Taking a look at the Lakers. They've got Drummond. Anthony Davis is out there with Tatum. And there's Iguodala. And it's Rivers in at the one. Iguodala, the pass to Davis. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. Boston trailing. Ball with it, dishes it to Noel. And that misses. That would have put him up. Here's Davis. Pass to Drummond. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Isaiah Thomas, he's checked in for Boston. You have to give a lot of credit to Austin Rivers for how he has improved since his rookie season.
And one big reason for Rivers earning his spot is his improved efficiency. Had trouble shooting from the mid-range and out early on and worked on that part of his game, which opened up everything else for his skill.
And that one misses.
And you know, guys, listen, Noel brings value. The reason he's a menace on the defensive end and an absolute warrior on the glass.
Tatum kicks to Rivers. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Davis. Crowder with the steal. Rivers against Thomas. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Rivers. There's the dish to Davis. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Davis has got 14 points here in the second half.
Causing turnovers really gives you an advantage.
Well, it makes things easier for sure, Greg. Their activity on the defensive end is what caused that steal.
Noel sets a screen for Brent. Over Tatum. And that one comes up a bit short.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better opportunity.
Celtics trail by 6. Thomas dishes to Noel. Basket good. Noel's got 4 this quarter.
Oh, since the break, his efficiency has gone up a notch, looking really polished now.
Rivers kicks to Davis, and stolen by Noel. And the whistle blow is going to be on Andre Iguodala. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
The Celtics making a switch here. Nowitzki's checked in. Thomas passes to Noel. Back to Thomas. And it's ball in the corner. Nowitzki a screen. Pass to Noel. And it's sent back by Drummond. Now the Lakers on the break. Rivers has got the ball. Tatum dishes to Davis. The jump hook. He can't get that one to fall. Some solid D from Nowitzki. Ball kicks to Noel. Good on the bucket.
You know, put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
Kemp's checked in for ball. And a pretty unorthodox slingshot shooting form for Lonzo Ball. Greg brings it up on the left side of his face.
Yeah, but he's still got great balance, and the lower body mechanics are perfect. Good wrist action on the follow-through. Sometimes we get caught up so much in the motion to get to the shot.
Oh! You got to be kidding. Wow, look at the way the big man Noel set up his guys, puts the pass in the perfect position, easy shot.
Rivers kicks to Tatum. Davis sets a screen. Tatum passes to Davis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Rejected by Nowitzki.
Just great anticipation from Dirk, playing his cards right on the defensive end, comes through with the rejection.
Kemp against Iguodala. There's a screen by Noel. Thomas dishes to Nowitzki. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. So it's Boston now. They trail by 1. And the basket by Thomas.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
Iguodala kicks to Drummond. And stolen by Noel. Here's Kemp. Rebounded by the Lakers. Davis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Drummond in the post. Noel on him, and it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. He's checked in for Boston. Evans, he's checked in for the Lakers. And it's the Celtics ball. They've outscored them 10 points to 2 during this run. It's the floater. Here's Horford, and it's sent back by Drummond. Crowder with the steal. With the teardrop, but they get it back. Thomas kicks to Horford. Another shot. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got 6 assists now in the game.
And guys, the offensive rebounding really has stood out here this half. All those second chance points are helping them maintain that lead.
The feed to Nowitzki. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Davis has got 6 rebounds now in the game.
No doubt it's been a rough game for him. I don't think he's going to lose any sleep over it as long as they hang on to the lead the rest of the way.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
Right, you love the aggressiveness. This guy is willing to take over at the key opportunities.
Stolen by Rivers. Kemp with the steal. Thomas up top. He's guarded by Rivers. And it's sent back by Drummond. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
From deep, Iguodala. It's hauled in by Nowitzki.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And the shot's good from Crowder.
Gotta love Nowitzki setting his guys up with perfect passes.
Kemp with the steal. He feeds it to Crowder. The screen from Kemp. The three from Thomas. That doesn't go either for Thomas.
Yeah, blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific look.
Well, he simply misfired. You've got to capitalize when the screen opens up wide open shots like that.
Oh, here we go now. Crowder's got the fast break chance. Evans gets the rebound. The Lakers trail. Left side, Davis. He can't get that one. Good work defensively by Horford. Here are the Celtics with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Can't cash in from close range. Los Angeles has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Evans passes to Rivers. Davis against Crowder. Shot left block, and Davis puts it in. Davis has got 31 points.
Yeah, he shot the ball well enough to keep his team even. Let's see if together they can elevate past that.
And the pass to Thomas. And it's sent back by Drummond. Iguodala dishes to Davis. Over Nowitzki. And Davis can't get it to go.
Tremendous defense. Boy, they're putting an emphasis on not giving him a clean look inside.
Here is Kemp. Kicks to Horford. Thomas a screen. Lock at 6. Looking to get back on track here. Can't connect from short range.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Here's Davis. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. Boston's gone 2 or 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Here's Crowder. Great D that time from Iguodala.
Well, that's tough defense in the paint, harassing him every step of the way.
A nice shot by Rivers.
He hits one in the first half, another here. Not prolific, but the defense has to keep an eye on him.
Thomas against Rivers. Thomas goes in, and it's sent back by Drummond.
I'll tell you, he hasn't been able to find the mark all night. It's a big reason they're staring at this deficit.
And that one, good. And now a 5-point Laker lead.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
Horford kicks to Nowitzki. Inside. That's good for Thomas on the assist by Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 3 assists now in this one. On the wing, Iguodala. Back to Davis. Feeds it to Drummond. He kicks to Rivers. The 3-ball. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. On the wing, Davis, defended by Nowitzki. And it's Davis finishing it off.
Oh, man, what a turnaround. Sensational play on D, and then the rapid-fire run to the basket.
Craig, they didn't wait around, did they? They went right for the throat.
Such a clutch move. Could be the deciding factor in how this one plays out.
Stolen by Evans. Now it's Evans running. It'll go all the way. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's feed. Davis has got his 6th assist on the night.
And that couldn't have gone better for them right there. Forget about playing it safe. They're looking to finish this thing off and stop.
Thomas passes to Horford. Count that one. Horford's got 14 points now in the second half.
This guy is always poised, always ready to deliver. Doesn't matter how tense the game is.
On the wing, Iguodala. Davis down low, defended by Nowitzki. Evans dishes to Drummond. Clock at 4. Davis inside. He's against Nowitzki. A second chance effort, and sticking right with it. Gets foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways, and that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket.
Ball's checked in for Thomas. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Allen's checked in for Drummond. Bellinelli comes in for Tyreek Evans. Hart, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Carter Williams in for Rivers. That one misses for Davis. Celtics trail by 7. Crowder kicks to Kemp. Back to Crowder. Celtics passing it around. Here's Nowitzki. And another shot. It's deflected, and he's able to get it back. Now Bell. He dishes it to Carter Williams. Here's Hart. And it's off target. Not sure why he took that one. Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Yeah, focus, focus, focus. Just make the simple play.
It's stolen. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Davis. Great D that time from Kemp.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
No, exactly, Greg. Especially when the ball is that deep inside. You've got to respect how he altered that shot.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Well, you want to slow this man's roll right now if you're the defense, because you've got to make somebody else beat you. He's cooking right now.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're leading by 4. 8 seconds left to play here in the 4th. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Andre Drummond.
And guys, it's been a rugged brand of defense he's played. I don't know why they keep taking the ball at him. It seems like every time they have, he's come up with the rejection. And with every block, he's only gotten more and more fired up. Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. Now a timeout called by Boston. They're trailing by 5. 7 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Seven seconds left to play in the final quarter. And it's Nowitzki missing.
Not a good pick there. If I'm shooting the ball and I'm looking at it, I'm asking, where is the effort? We've got to do a better job of screening.
And so Los Angeles takes the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Tariq. Congratulations on the night tonight. Did you want to come out aggressively?
Definitely. I think I was aggressive, and it started from the defensive end. Just getting up in those guys and making them work, and then everything else opened up for me. Getting in the lane, finding the teammates. It felt good out there, so it was good to get a good win against a good team.
Yeah, I know it was big for you guys tonight to get that W, and you did. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Alder, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you next time.